Hello everyone and welcome to your yin yoga practice. My name is Mia and today I'll be guiding you through a very nourishing, slow, deeply restorative yin yoga flow. And I always like to weave a little bit of yoga philosophy into my practice, and today we're focusing on really treating the body as the home for our soul and the deeper parts of us that other people may not often see. So today you will need either a block or 2 books will be perfectly fine, and you will require something really soft, like if you have a bolster, amazing. 2 pillows is also really lovely to have. So I'll let you grab them now and we'll start in a moment or so. So we'll begin, guys, with our bolster or pillows at the back of our mat and maybe the block at the top. And we're going to begin in a child's pose today. So when you're ready, grab any support that you need, maybe some blankets underneath the knees or a pillow under the knees, or you might take a pillow underneath your 2 sit bones. But just reaching forward with the hands, maybe you'll need a book or 2 fists underneath your forehead. Maybe you'll take the knees a little wider and you'll find a pose where you can find stillness. And this pose really invites us to settle in and down. So as you come into our first shape today, I'd like you to feel gravity placing you down onto the floor. And hopefully your eyes will be closed. If not, we close the eyes down. And the yogis believe that when we close the eyes, the same force as gravity pulls us inside to the deeper parts of ourselves. Once you've arrived here, we notice parts of the breath. So as you breathe deeply, you might feel the belly expand on the thighs. You start to slow the breath down. And on your exhale, maybe the arms and forehead can rest a little deeper into the mat. Let's take 3 more breaths together. Slow inhale, feel the rib cage expand. And a heavy exhale. Enjoy your final breath here. Maybe after your exhale, you might very slowly give yourself a little forehead massage by rolling the forehead to one side. And then rolling the eyebrows the other side, so just side to side. Enjoy the massage at the front of the brain, the thinking brain. Good, and after you've done this a few times, we'll slowly come back to center. You'll walk your fingertips a little bit further forward. We're just going to do a little bit of flowing movements to begin. So lift your chin to look to the top of your yoga mat. And we're going to slide our chest over to the left, and we're going to pretend that we're a little snake on the floor. So start to slide your belly forward and then come to the top right corner of your mat. Good, and then lift the chest round to the top left corner and send your hips back and down. So we're just making a little snake movement with the hips. So closing the eyes, this can get really creative and fluid, and because we're at home, you can really go for it. Get the shoulders involved. Good, close the eyes. And let the body take you wherever it needs to go. Maybe you get the head involved. Beautiful, guys. When you're ready, you'll very slowly bring yourself back to all fours. Take the hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Today we're going to flip the left palm to place the back of the left hand on the floor, and your cat-cows are going to be like this today. As you breathe in, dip the belly, lift the chest through the shoulders, take a breath in. Exhale, rounding the spine, tuck the tailbone in, look through your thighs. Good, let's take 2 more. Breathing in, slow and steady. Exhale, round your spine. Final time. Enjoy. And then you'll stack the spine parallel to the ground. Flip the left palm. You probably know where we're going. Flip the right palm. We take 3 breaths. Use the breath to move. Exhale, rounding your spine. Good. Lovely. Take your final round. Very gently come back to center, flip the palms. Today I'd like you to tuck your toes under. We're going to sit the hips back and then inhale, lift up to a high lunge. Bring the arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Hands to heart, exhale, thumbs touch the sternum, take a moment to close the eyes. Good, today I'd like you to take your left hand behind you, maybe the back of the hand stays on the sacrum if you have any shoulder pain. If you can, wrap the left fingers round the right hip. We come here, the right arm swoops up to the sky. On your inhale, take the right hand over to the left ear and enjoy this really nice side stretch. We stay here for 3 breaths before we enter our yin practice. Well done, everyone. Slowly release the hands, windmill the arms to mirror whatever you did on the other side. So right hand swoops round the left hip, left hand lightly lands on the right ear. So we're feeling that lovely release on the right side. And just begin to slow down. Well done, everyone. When you're ready, we take the arms down, meet me back in your all fours. And today we're stepping the right hand directly through the hands to come to our first yin pose today, low lunge. Option to bring a pillow under the back knee, or option to just take the hands down onto the floor. Good. If you have tender wrists, we take the back of the fingers on the floor. And we lock in now for a few minutes. So here, just check in with the body. Notice if the tongue is pressing to the roof of the mouth. Can you let it rest down? Can you let your shoulders slide down the spine? Making sure the right knee isn't over the toes, it's directly over the right ankle. Close your eyes and deepen your breath. We now live in a world which tells us to define ourselves through our bodies, how we look, how strong we are, how fit we are, and how well we age. But what if for a moment, what if during this class we could see the body as simply a home for the soul, a vessel carries us through this life. Take your final breath here in your low lunge. Imagine a weight strapped to your left hip, pulling you deeper. Good, very slowly press into your hands, release your right foot, slide it back. Maybe sit your hips down for a little bit, notice the difference in the hips. And then we'll come to the other side when you're ready, left foot in between the hands. Slowly make your way to your low lunge, and please remember those left toes need to be far forward in order for the left knee to come over the ankle. So lock into your still pose where you're not going to want to move. So if the body is like the home of the soul, we need to take care of it. It needs cleaning. It needs rest. It needs to be loved. And that's what this yin practice is for, to clean out the home in order for the person to live inside to be happy. Your final 3 breaths here. Allowing the hips to feel a little heavier as you surrender. Beautiful work, everyone. Slowly, the left foot makes its way to the back. Slide it back. Press your hips back if that's what you need. We're making our way to our next yin pose where we're sliding the belly forward, landing on our hips. Meet me in Sphinx pose. Forearms onto the floor, elbows directly under your shoulders. If you have any lower back pain, you walk your hands a little bit further forward. If you don't have a block today or a book, that's fine. We're going to stay right here in Sphinx and allow the lower belly to rest on the floor. If you do have a block or a couple of books, we're going to take the block under our forehead today, place the eyebrows directly onto the block. And you're going to see what happens when you cross the left arm underneath the right today. Feels a little awkward, but trust me, it's a beautiful opening for the back of the heart. So we're going to rest our forehead down and maybe slide the hands as far as you can away from each other. And if this is too much, you rest in Sphinx. And with this pose, just let out a sigh. Nothing to do in particular. Other than to sit with yourself in silence. If you've crossed your arms, take your final 3 breaths there. Good, and then you'll slowly try and make your way back up and cross the arms the other way, just to equal out the sides. Again, you reassume your position with your head. Maybe the arms can stretch a little wider. And we stay for 1.5 minutes together. How do you treat your body? Do you talk to it with kindness? Or are you critical? Do you push your body to the absolute limit? Take your final breath and just soften into this moment. Know that your body is thanking you for this time to slow down. Finally. Well done, everyone. Slowly make your way out of that one. We're going to remove the block to the top of your yoga mat and come down and just press your palms into the floor and roll your favorite cheek onto one side and just roll out the hips. Before coming into our next pose, hands come either side of the rib cage, press into your knees and hands to lift yourself up. We're taking the feet all the way round to the top of the yoga mat. Your block might be perfectly there. And we're taking the soles of the feet together. The knees are going to come wide today, but I'd like you to just start to walk your hips back. Keep walking them back, just as if a baby was walking, you know how they do on their bums. And the heart will start to sink down. And option 1 to just take the hands underneath the calves. We're coming to tortoise pose, where it's okay to have a round in the spine today. If you're someone who's pretty bendy with their upper body and arms, another option is to slide the arms underneath the thighs to come to grab the outside of the butt cheeks. Now it's really nice to have a block underneath your head here as you rest in this shell-like shape. So as you close your eyes, I want to read you a little story that we learn in yoga teacher training. I want you to imagine that the soul is like a little traveller. And when this traveller enters its life, he or she is handed a jacket or a coat. And the universe says, here, this jacket is yours for this journey. And at first the jacket feels strange. It takes time to grow into it. Some days the traveller loves the jacket, the way it moves, the way it feels. And other days it feels too heavy, too cold, too dull, too different from everybody else's. As time goes on, the jacket gets worn down, it gets scratched, stained and scarred, but still keeps going. And one day when the big journey is finally over and the traveller's reached its final destination, the jacket is folded and put away to rest. But the traveller keeps going. They're then given a new jacket for a new story in a new time. And this is the cycle of samsara, life after death, body after body. So maybe, just maybe, if we remember that we are not the jacket, we could stop judging it so harshly and start properly taking care of it. Breathe into the part of you that's deeper than your jacket for your final breath now. Let it go on your exhale. Slowly you'll unravel the spine. Press your spine up. Well done, everyone. We're taking the block away, the book away. We're going to take the hands behind us and just windscreen wiper the knees, just a little bit side to side. And then we're coming into deer pose, so I'd like you to swing your feet over to the left hip. And if we can, the right shin is going to come kind of parallel to the top of your yoga mat. We're then going to swing all the way over the right thigh. The left heel tucks in, by the way. We're turning all the way over to the right and take a look at the back of your mat. You're going to place your bolster or your pillow perpendicular to the right hip. Now my chest is going to lie nicely down onto the bolster. The forearms can come onto the floor and you're in a lovely twist. And if you can, reaching the left cheek onto the bolster or pillow. Deep spinal twist. All I ask you to do here is let whatever is underneath you receive you. Let the skeleton become heavy. And let the only thing that moves be your breath. You're going to take 5 more breaths here. Well done, everyone. Slowly pressing yourself back up with the spine. Turn yourself back towards the top of your mat. Take your hands behind you, a little windscreen wiper of the legs. And guess what? We're coming over to the other side. So deer pose. The feet come over to the left shin, if it can be, parallel to the top. If not, you take your ankles just over to the right. The bolster or pillow lies long away from your hip. Turning over that left thigh and laying your heart, chest and belly down onto the bolster or your pillows. Oh, I love this one. And just finding your twist on the other side. For some reason, we all have moments in life where we get scared of getting old. Maybe it's the grey hairs, maybe it's the lines around our eyes, or maybe it's just the feeling that time is moving too fast. But what if aging wasn't something to resist? What if it was something to be really proud of? Because every wrinkle on our skin is a memory. Every dimple around our mouth is a laugh we've shared with a friend. Every freckle, every scar, every stretch mark is proof that you've lived a life. So sink into the fact that the body may change, yes, but the soul inside the body just grows brighter with time. Take your final breath, everyone. Soften into that space beneath you. Well done, guys. Take your hands to the floor, lift yourself back up. It's our final yin pose together. We're going to take the bolster behind us. We're going to hop our hips onto the bolster. Come to our supported bridge pose. Lie yourself down and let your head come onto the floor, your shoulders come onto the floor. Maybe you take the knees bent. And just take a moment to really feel the hips and belly relaxing. And then you might just stay there if you're super comfy. Another option is to extend the legs long. Or another option is to even extend the arms above you and softly grab the elbows. So we come into this kind of half moon shape. And this pose really invites you to breathe. So again, taking the tongue away from the roof, relaxing the arms into the floor. And I want you to imagine here that every time you breathe deeply, the layers on the front side of the body start to open and crack for the soul to shine through. This world likes to put us in a box of expectations of what to look like, how to act. But moments like this, when we can breathe deeper and open ourselves, we find that inner shine again. That thing that will never age. Take one last breath into this moment. Let it all go on the exhale. Take your arms wide, place the palms facing down. Bend one knee if you've extended the legs, and the other knee. Good, and then slowly press into your feet. Lift anything that's underneath you away for your final pose today. You know what it is, shavasana. Maybe you need to draw the knees in and give yourself a little hug before you choose your resting posture today. You extend your legs long. Maybe you'll take the bolster underneath your knees. Grab anything you need, a blanket, an eye pillow. And we rest. So please allow the shoulders to come away from the ears. Let all the muscles of the face relax. Corpse pose. This is the moment where you fold up your jacket, you lay it down to rest. I leave you here to rest now. So in the next few moments, I want you to really detach from the physical body and sink into that deep part of you within that will forever remain.